Hi, I'm Debbie Lockwood. This is Elwood. And
Elwood, say
Elvis
hi.
Lockwood. He is 19.
He's 19.
Elwood, tell her hi.
Elwood, look at the camera.
And
Say,
Hi.
hi.
Hi. And you are?
Elvis.
Say Elvis.
Elvis, say hi.
Elvis, say your name.
He's
Say
a little
Elvis.
dazed out this morning.
And how old is Elvis?
He's 17.
He's 17. Okay.
I'm a little worried about him. He has
daddy?
seizures.
Yes, I'm David Lockwood.
And you're the father. And
Yes, this is our
This
family.
is your beautiful family. Okay. So
We
you were
continue to
saying, yeah.
vaccinate Elwood, and he slipped into autism. The smile left his face. There was no more smiles.
There was a lot of this. It was
Yeah.
like hold his face, and he just.
He wouldn't look at you.
It would just that. That's what it was a lot when he was a little toddler, and then a lot of throwing up. You know, just.
Rubbing his head on the carpet as hard as he could, over and over, and even backwards. He would rub his head on the carpet that way, and people thought, oh, maybe he'll be a automotive mechanic or whatever, and we were like, no.
Oh, I know people come out with the craziest comments. So he's your first, and you were, I presume, pro-vaccine.
I was, and then I was pregnant with him when he got the diagnosis of autism.
I wouldn't say we were pro-vaccine. We just didn't
Went along
know.
with it. We didn't know what it
We
was.
just didn't know.
We just
Back
thought
then, we just had no information on whether it was good for you, whether it was bad for you, but it was just something that we all grew up with in the 60s. You know, you just got your vaccine and, you know, oh, okay, not a problem.
So the Hep B was the one that really got him to start with?
At first, but then the MMR sent him into autism. It was just downhill from there. Behaviors, and then his brother was born, and 2.5 years later.
That's Elvis.
That's Elvis.
Elvis, say
And
hi.
I refused to vaccinate Elvis, and I kept telling doctors and pushing it off and saying, no, he's gonna be fine. This one got really sick from them. There was a bad reaction and no one believes me. I pleaded with the doctors that there was a bad reaction, and they still wanted to do it anyways. I finally got talked into doing it, and yes, I was stupid, but Elvis was an early talker. I would hold him on my hip, and he would point to cake batters in the grocery and say, "That, like, what's that?" With one finger, he would point. Then we went to the doctor, and he got vaccinated, and I told them to separate the MMR. And they came back in with 2 full vaccines, and they shot him in each leg. I didn't know what that was. Now he has seizures. He's almost died on me several times. And the last time he was hospitalized for a seizure, I'm terrified to ever do that again, because they threatened to take him away from me if I didn't go through all the channels and do all these intrusive IV antibiotics and all these things for him. I didn't want that for him, because he was already, we were trying to chelate the bad things out, and I was told to stay away from that. He's had a year of IVIG treatments. The doctor told me to be very careful what I put in his body, our biomed doctor. And so now we have, with this one, pandas, what some people refers to in rage, and what we have here is we have seizures and some rage. So there's probably God knows what going on in their body, but the deregulation of the immune system has caused all this. Elvis stopped talking. He was an early talker. 6 months. It was mama, baba,
His
juice.
nickname is Donuts.
Yeah.
That was one of his first words.
But now there's, we're trying to get some of the language back and whatnot.
But I got to say that the real hero of my family is my wife, because she has just dug deep, researched and digging deeper and deeper all the time, and got a compliment from a friend of a friend that, because of Debbie's like a savior out there, that she has really put out a lot of information to people that don't know what they're getting into. If you've got small children with autism, you don't know what you're getting into, man. But there is a person out here that has, through experience and through just bottomless searching and finding ways to treat our kids. This is quite an exceptional lady I have for a wife. Definitely.
And I mean, you are.
She's a hero.
We can all see that. Do you have any help with?
First of all, we live 2 different places. I'm home with my boys, and I have my sisters there a lot, and they're helping me when I can and when I call and need help. We've made a lot of strides in the right direction with the use of herbals, really organic herbs. They drink a lot of teas for blood cleaning every day, and they take herbs with everything they eat. And the things we've seen come out of them from doing this, parasites. I'm sure a lot of die off too that we can't see, microbes. But
Enemas.
yeah, we do enemas with them. But really, we have a few friends who have helped lead us down a better path that we were on, and her name's Robin Goff. But anyway,
You're doing the best you can.
I'm doing the best I can.
But how?
I pray for a miracle.
How do you feel about what's happened to your boys?
Oh man.
Just it could have been prevented.
Oh, easily. It it just there's so much potential with our kids, with our sons that we see, and we pray a lot to carry on. Hopefully, we get a miracle. They are walking miracles as they are already.
They've come a long way. They really have. It was. I was starting to doubt whether I could do it or not, and I held on. And I just prayed my way through it, and my sister said, let's just keep trying things.
I truly believe.
And
really.
I had a message. You say, how do we feel? I had a message from a friend recently and says, aren't you so glad that God gave us these kids? In a way, yes, because it's led me down the path of truth finally. My eyes are wide open, and I see the truth in a lot of things that are going on, the chemtrails, all the toxins in our environment, the vaccines, how they're now being forced because it seems like we're getting to the head of it where more people are finding out, now they're going to force it. But the thing is like, I'm pissed. I'm really pissed. Look at these two handsome boys. They had so much potential. They were in gymnastics. There's a place in West Sacramento that allowed my kids to do gymnastics. I became best friends with the owner, Denise Champagne. And my two boys, she would allow them to go get private lessons there. And they were so gifted and so good at what they were doing. They were so strong. And the coaches there would say, oh, if they didn't have autism, they would just be amazing athletes. And it's just sad. I'm pissed. They're very smart. One night, I was doing some algebra homework, and Elwood decided to come downstairs and sit next to me. He didn't know what I was doing. He all of a sudden just said algebra. I mean, they're in there. I do believe that, but all the damage, it's just hard to get it out.
And it's tough because they're teenagers. I mean, I know I've got Billy. Have you seen the
Billy's
film?
huge, yeah, he's tall.
Right, he's tall, he's big, and you saw, can have outbursts if he eats the wrong food and stuff, but that's what I think people don't realise.
How much sleep she got this week?
How much sleep did you get this week?
Well, probably
hours a night?
probably average about 2 to 3 hours a night. And
Because they're both up and...
yeah, they get up and down through the night. We in our group, our parent group for older kids, we follow activities from the stars. Meteor showers cause them not to sleep very well, and there's been a lot of meteor showers, and the moon cycles, line flares, first and third quarter moon, parasite flares on new moon and full moon. And you follow that, and it really shows. Seizures start to happen around certain times.
I used to not believe in that.
He didn't until he saw the calendar that Robin Goff made.
You lined up the calendar, and sure enough, it would hit the fan. And I think 2 weeks ago, I got a commute of 150 miles, and I made it home. What was it, on Monday night, Tuesday night, Thursday night, and Friday night, to just support like my wife and kids through all this. It's just it's tough living in California in the Bay Area, and that's where the money is. That's where my work is. I cannot work.
What do you do?
I'm a job site safety manager for level 10 construction, and I'm a carpenter by trade, and I've worked my way to being a safety manager at an 18-acre job site.
Okay.
All in all, I just feel like if you can avoid this mess, please do. There's so much research out there now. I always say to these moms, had I heard one person come from where I'm coming from trying to shout it out to everybody, I would have listened, and I would have done my research, and I would have not gambled with my kids' lives this way. It's not worth it. You don't know if your child is going to be that one. And sometimes I get angry because I feel, are these parents not listening to me? Do they think because we're so dysfunctional it couldn't happen to them because they're not as bad as us? It puts me in a place where I'm the stupid one, I feel like, but really
People judge you.
Yeah.
They think that, oh yeah, well.
they hear what doctors say about people
That
like
won't
me
happen to
that
us.
that person doesn't know. And I'm just warning everybody, please, it's not worth it. This has happened to them. Don't let it happen to yours. Clearly there's no physical signs other than his pink eye that he got. I mean, they're typical. The behaviors have been affected, but this isn't normal. This is something that happened to them.
Like the other night, he was screaming. It was probably like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, top of his lungs, and I went to his room and, you know, and I just lay down next to him, and then I just reached, he was all curled up in his blanket, and I reach under, feel him, and then he was like sweating like crazy, and it was just like, you know, and he's trying to pull the blanket on top of him, and then, you know, reach inside, and his t-shirt's soaking wet, you know, and he was burning up, you know, and it's like, this is why he's hollering, and then, you know, get that shirt off Elwood, and we put a cooler shirt on, a lighter blanket, and then it helped him calm down. He quieted down, and he finally went to sleep. You know, and you know, I don't know. It just,
Well, I think you're brilliant parents.
I just
really
think
do.
too that, you know, people see autism when the kids are young, and they're cute no matter what. They're small, they're cute. Regardless if they have a bad meltdown in public, it's still cute
manageable.
and manageable.
Elvis
But when they
figures
get
it
this
out.
size,
He's a bolter. Be
it's
careful.
okay. I know he doesn't like me to wear glasses. Sit down, please.
Yeah, he wants the
When
glasses.
they get
I
this
noticed
size,
he wants the glasses on and he wants the glasses off.
You should see him eat spaghetti. He'll eat the spaghetti and he'll eat the meat. You know, so we comboed
switch
one
bowls,
kid.
yeah.
So we switch bowls and it all
And
gets
yeah,
eaten.
we're all organic and everything, and it costs a fortune, $2,000 a month or so on food. So I'm
One will eat the
just
hot dog meat, the other will eat the bread.
saying that this can be avoided. You know, at all costs, do it. Research. But yeah, it's cute when they're small, even. But when they get older, it's not acceptable. We
the
can't
battle
go
scars?
anywhere. We can't go
Battle
anywhere.
scars.
What's that from?
Just being grabbed by one or the other, and then see his arm over there. He's got a couple little, just. Well, we'll talk to
We
them
have
after.
to stay very.
I'm limited on what we put because we don't want to be portrayed as irresponsible, or someone could send what is that, CPS, after, you know, mistaking this stuff for us being irresponsible. You know, so we
You're
gotta
not
be careful.
irresponsible, you're really, really brilliant parents that are dealing with a tough journey.
Yeah, but other people misinterpret that as, you know, scars. Oh, there must be abuse going on, but
Are you in some groups, did you say? You've got some
Yes.
support here?
Yes, I do.
Because I know that, because Josh lives here, so he can hook up with you and get you,
Yeah, I would like
more
to.
help. You guys have got to sign the bus.
they want
I'd
to.
love
That's
to.
what we came for.